Today's episode of the BS Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor and the only fan-friendly app for buying and selling tickets for sports and music. It's October. There's baseball, hockey, basketball, NFL, and college football. You need SeatGeek. Drop your old ticket app, use One Bill for 2016, buy tickets, and enter stadiums on your phone. Download the free SeatGeek app or go to SeatGeek.com. We are also brought to you by Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf. For just $20 a month, stream more than 20 live channels, including ESPN, TNT, and CNN. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts, just an internet connection. Start watching for 7 days free at sling.com/Bill Simmons. Get Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions do apply. Don't forget about Any Given Wednesday. That's my HBO show. We had Abby Wambach and Charlemagne this week. It's a good one. Watch the re-airs on HBO, HBO Go, or HBO On Demand. Another new show coming next Wednesday. Michael Rappaport might be involved. Don't tell anyone. For great reads in sports, pop culture, tech, and politics, I hope you're checking out TheRinger.com. And I hope you subscribe to our new podcast, Ringer University, which covers college football and college hoops. Chris Vernon makes his debut this Friday. Cousin Sal is going to make his re-debut right now. Let's go.
Yeah. Clear enough for you?
All right. We're taping this on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock p.m. LA time. So if there's any more massive injuries like J.J. Watt just getting knocked out for the entire season, don't blame us.
Unbelievable.
What is
a terrible 5 days for the Texans? They played your juggernaut team without a quarterback.
They sure
and
did.
Proved that they can't compete long run with the AFC best. And then just a few days later, now it seems that they can't even win their miserable division. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen there.
Or can they?
Ooh.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Is 8 wins enough to win the AFC South?
It might. It
might be, right?
By 3, it might be enough.
I mean,
I don't
it'd be
like
easy
any
to
of these other teams.
It'd be easy to discount the Titans, but I don't know. They're in not a bad spot, and they lost 17-10 last week to a Raiders team that might be good. We don't know. Week before they came back, they beat Detroit. The week before that, who they play? Oh yeah, the Vikings.
They had the lead there.
Yeah, they're in the. They might be a sleeper.
Could be.
As we're talking, I'm gonna have to look at the Titans.
Well, and
odds.
then they play the Texans this week, so
Because you figure, I know this point's been made. I'm not claiming that I originated it. I don't see how Andrew Luck gets through the season.
right.
I wish no harm on the man, but just the amount of hits that he takes, and it's like he's one of those quarterbacks that every hit you just kind of feel on your couch. Some guys, they take the hits and it's like they roll with them the right way, and then there's other guys like your guy Romo. Sorry,
It's all right.
but Luck, it's just I don't see him lasting with that offensive line.
You know, they should invent a couch that provides the shock that you'll feel your quarterback getting hit. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't you be like,
They had
look,
that.
we do this fantasy football nonsense anyway because we want to feel like we own a team or run a team.
Right.
How about if we felt like we were in the game?
They had
Sack
don't
couch.
the movie seats have that, right?
They
Didn't
do,
they make movie
right.
theaters where the seat would shake as you're watching Fast and Furious?
Yeah, and they have the simulators with the Simpsons if you're in Disneyland or something.
So
That's a great deal.
if I said
Write that
8
down.
wins will win the AFC South, would you go over or under on that, or would you nod at me and say that's a pretty good one? I like that one.
I think 2 teams will be 7 and 8 going into the last week. Yeah, I think that sounds about
Seems right, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna have 10.
I really want to cross Jacksonville off, and I just don't see how we can do it. Are you ready to be on Any Given Wednesday?
Oh boy!
Oh yeah, see what I did there? We're
you
taping.
love him, huh?
He's pretty good. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Some of these other guys I need to see more of. I don't think I need to see a lot more out of him. I mean, you know, there's still the thing that we discussed last week where you want your team down 10-0 and see how they respond. But he seems to have all the tools, everything.
I do think with quarterbacks, certain things you just kind of know right away. Like I think baseball pitchers are like that. I think women are like that. You just see a beautiful woman, like just beautiful.
Yeah.
Wentz just seems like a good quarterback.
He is.
Just the way he carries himself, the way he moves. He's got a bazooka.
He's a beautiful
Seems
woman.
really smart.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to imagine a scenario where this was a fluke.
I know. And now
Like
you
it's
like
like,
the
somebody's going to solve this and he's going to fall apart. I just don't see it.
You think the NFC East is the most improved or most surprising division, or not
No,
so much?
I think you need to settle down.
Who? Me?
I don't
About my
think the
team?
Giants, they barely beat that crappy Saints team that
Mm-hmm.
just got annihilated on Monday night. I don't buy the Native Americans. I'm not
I think
positive I
everyone
buy
will be
Philly
around.
yet.
Everyone will be around.
Everybody
8
will be
wins,
around.
don't you think?
I think you're in good shape.
You mean the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think you're in pretty good shape. So the AFC South, Texans minus 110, Colts plus 160, Titans plus 800. Who?
And they already played the Vikings.
So here's Titans' rest of the schedule.
Can't believe we're doing this already.
At Houston, at Miami, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, back to back to back.
Wow.
Jacksonville Thursday night, at San Diego, home for Green Bay, at Indianapolis, at Chicago, bye week, at KC, at Jacksonville, and at Houston. That can't be right. I must have written one of those down wrong.
This is
KC's probably home, but that not a lot of
much
tough games on that schedule.
easier conversation if they go to Houston and win this week. If
I say we put down 8-1 on them.
If Houston beats them, they have a 2-game lead, right?
Right.
8-1 though. It's good.
8-1 is nice
Yeah,
for that because I
that's
really
nice,
do
though.
think 7-9, 8-1 is in
All
there.
right, I'm going to write that down because I'm going to tell you something, Bill Simmons. We need a winner. And
we do need a
Joe
winner.
House and I, we were going to hold an intervention for you because you've led us into a 12-car pileup the last 2-3 weeks.
No, just
Some
last
of these
week.
problems.
Just
What do you
last
mean?
week with the Steelers.
Was
we
it the-
won week 2.
No, we had some clunkers
No, we won
in
week
there.
2.
We
Week
won
2
week
was the
2?
winner. Yeah.
Oh, we won week 2. All right, week 1 we lost.
I put the Steelers with a couple of our parlays this week, and they lost by 30 points.
Yeah. All right, we'll delay the intervention until I'm sure next week.
So the Eagles are now the favorites in the NFC East,
Mm-hmm.
plus 180. Giants plus 200. Cowboys plus 250. Redskins plus 800.
Wow. The division winners.
Pats are minus 600. Let's congratulate. So before we get to week 4, we have this Pats AFC East Hillary Clinton bet that
Yeah.
is now looking pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
After
looking- I feel
Thursday,
pretty good about
and then
the Hillary
after
Clinton.
Tuesday, or what was it? What was the debate? Monday?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is she, minus 200
Pretty
now?
solid. 220 in some spots. Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to imagine him bouncing back. It turns out you need to know facts and to tell the truth during debates.
He's pulling out the big guns, though. That's the only thing. If he makes her, if he makes her cry, I guess he loses too. But if he makes her scream at him and swing her purse at him, maybe he can climb back.
She was a rock. I was
pretty good.
really impressed by. She just looked at him with that kind of half smile on her
Yeah.
face the whole time. Never cracked.
It's a lot of eye rolling. the
You
whole
know,
time.
she wanted to say something.
Yeah.
I have a really important topic to bring up. I have one more important topic
What is
to
it?
bring up. How much of the country actually cares about Vin Scully?
Ah.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Not Downey Vin Scully. He's an amazing announcer. But if you're in Kansas City, do you care?
No.
If you're in Houston, do you care?
Houston, yes. No. No, you have to care about something.
When I was in Boston, I never thought about Vin Scully ever other than he did a couple of the NBC games.
Right.
So is this LA people are driving this Vin Scully thing
Mm-hmm.
or what's going on here?
I think he's been. So you got who's the Celtics now? You have the Ernie
Johnny
Harwells.
Most.
You have Johnny Most. You have Ernie Harwell for Detroit.
Chick Hearn. I
Chick
get
Hearn.
it.
I feel like he's put 15. He's plus 15 years on these guys, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's pretty. And the fact that he worked alone was good. But yeah, do people care? I don't think they care. But I also don't
I think
they.
I can. I mean, the LA thing. It's a.
Sure.
I can't understate how big of a story it is
Very,
here.
very big,
I
yeah.
just wonder if anyone else cares because it's being covered like it's this gigantic national story. And
Right.
I in Boston they don't care.
No, they don't.
In
They-
New York, I'm not. They claim to maybe care, but I don't think they do.
Well, he did Brooklyn for a little bit, but yeah.
Why are you nervous? Why can't we talk about
I don't
this?
care. No, we'll talk about it.
You
I just
look
feel,
nervous
it
that
does
it-
feel a little sacrilegious, but I do think people
That's
need
my
to.
point.
People need to appreciate more than the way he could spin a towel and everything else that he did this alone. Nobody does any. Nobody
incredible.
goes in the booth alone when they're 80 years old.
It's
or
incredible.
60 or 50 years old. It's pretty great.
I never really appreciated him in any way
Yeah.
until I lived here. And sometimes I would put Dodger games on just because it was just relaxing. It was
Yeah.
nice to have him in the background just doing Vince Scully things.
Right.
And just listen there. And I also think like to do anything at age 89.
Phenomenal.
I mean, think about how old our dads are. Mm-hmm. Our dads behave like 89-year-olds.
Yeah.
But they're not 89.
He never screwed up. And even you, here it is 5:00 on a Wednesday. You're ordering coffee. Your assistant just dropped off coffee.
Just had a coffee.
What do you
I
need
needed
coffee?
a little rush for the Lions.
To start the day at 5 p.m., you need a coffee.
So you don't think this Vince Scully thing was out of whack at all?
No, I didn't even think of it in terms of the rest of the country, but I think it blew up in L.A. and deservedly so.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like the
That's
most
all.
safe I've ever seen you play
Really?
anything.
I don't care. What do you want me to say about Vince Scully?
I've never seen you
I'm mad at
tiptoe.
freaking Time Warner who didn't let us listen to him for
That's
the
the
last
other
2
thing.
years.
Yeah,
That sucks.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, Vince Scully, we're gonna miss him." It's
Yeah.
like, you know who else missed him? Is
Yeah,
everyone with
everybody.
DirecTV.
Yeah, those assholes that couldn't give us the last weekend of Vince Scully.
Yeah.
Like, go back to your feuding on Monday.
I said
Who
goodbye to him
cares?
3 years ago when
Yeah.
he wasn't on DirecTV.
I have friends who are stealing cable. Remember when you used to steal cable? Or
Yeah.
I have buddies doing that just for Vince Scully. I think you know who they are.
I so desperately wanted
Tony
somebody
Barbieri.
to
Yeah.
try to do a Vince Scully swimming against the stream
Yeah.
take, then just get annihilated by the internet. He wasn't that good.
It would be funny to set up one of your ringer writers to do that.
It's almost like a suicide
It would
mission.
have been a
I'd be
great April
afraid.
Fool's prank.
Vince Scully should have left 15 years ago. Now it is going to be, it's always weird when these iconic announcers leave. Like
Yeah.
when Johnny Most left the Celtics, it was just completely discombobulating for like 5 years. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I didn't like hearing anybody else.
Yeah. Remy's not
I'm going to miss
be
Vince
as big.
Scully. You know what I think Vince Scully's enduring moment's going to be, though?
What?
For love of the game.
You think so?
Yeah. Because
Interesting.
the Gibson Homer, whatever, everybody's seen
Yeah.
that, the Buckner era, but like For Love of the Game is just on cable all the time. And he's amazing
He is
in that.
good in it, yeah.
He's really good in it. And it's most times when announcers are in a movie or a TV show, they're awful. And they seem super scripted.
Right.
And Vince
He's
Scully,
solid.
I think Vince Scully might have thought that game actually happened. I
That's
think
what
he
they had
thought
to
he
tell
was
him.
Billy Chapman. Yeah, it's like Costner's pitching a no-hitter. Like, it's
Right.
really happening right
I'll
now.
do you one better. I think you say Boston fans don't care. I think they're angry at the Vince Scully thing. When you equate a certain, he called the Buckner error, and that's
Yeah,
Vince
we
Scully
do.
behind the bag.
No,
That's
I
it.
mean, that's
Yeah.
the real thing
I
with
could
being
see you
Vince
hating
Scully.
the guy.
Well, that's why I never was really able to let my guard down with him because
Right.
he was the voice of the worst sports moment of my life.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
tough.
it's tough to.
It's like the last few years I equated, Collinsworth and Michaels. I couldn't take it because the Cowboys couldn't win on
Right.
Sunday night.
I
And
don't
thank
know-
you, Al Collinsworth, for basically wrote Tony Romo's obituary. Like, enough already. Let's please. Al Michaels tried to reel him in a little, and I know you love Collinsworth, and I do too for the most part. But you sold the game. People were watching the game. We get it. Dak Prescott's good. I'm really like the only Cowboys fan that's so torn. I can't root fully for Dak Prescott. I hate it.
It seems like the Cowboy fans have just moved on.
Yeah.
If Romo's like, guys, it's too risky.
You see,
He'd be like, oh, Tony, all right, well, we'll see you later.
I'm not.
Can we drive you to the airport?
I'll tell you what, Simmons. I'm going to take the bait here. I don't care. You could get me. But Romo is 2-1 or 3-0 with this team. What are people thinking? He doesn't beat the Bears. He doesn't beat the Redskins. Did you see that Giants defense that Prescott couldn't beat? He could be 3-0. Let's everybody relax a little here.
I totally agree.
Just relax.
He's
I
been
know
the
you have
Aaron-
your coffee, but relax. It
Aaron
makes
Rodgers.
sense.
Who are you going to miss more, Vince Scully or Leo DiCaprio at the end of Blood Diamond?
I didn't cry when Scully left. Yeah, maybe, he did sing that Wind Beneath My Wings, which is selling on iTunes right now.
He sure did. Last question before we get to the lines.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin had an incident on social media that I mailed you where he took a selfie stick and then made a sexual
Oh.
joke with the news anchor.
Right.
And it got me thinking that there's just not enough of Michael Irvin with social media. I feel like
good.
we haven't even really tipped the potential of it yet.
Right, I know.
I need more. We need
Yeah.
him Snapchatting. We need him Instagramming.
Right.
Need him around people in the office. I just want more. I want
He's
more from
entering
Michael
Anthony
Irvin.
Weiner territory. Like last week was the Lombardi Trophy and changing to Belichick. All right, that's fun. And now it's like taking pictures with hot reporters and being inappropriate.
Let's do the lines.
Let's do it. And let me tell you something. I'm playing this week on the protest because you didn't send me your lines this week. Just didn't send them.
Oh, I never.
You just didn't send them.
I never saw him either.
All right. Now I'll have to trust that you didn't just look at these 2 minutes ago. I send you mine Monday morning. And look at this, a blank column for Bill. So I'm going to have to figure these out on the fly.
Hey, quickly, let's talk about NFLSundayTicket.tv.
Oh.
If you're a diehard NFL fan who can't get DirecTV where you live, we have good news. You can still watch football games on Sunday, even without a satellite. Stream games using your favorite device. And if you're a college student, there might be an exclusive deal for you. Right now, our listeners get 10% off when using the promo code RINGER. Go to NFLSundayTicket.tv. Use promo code RINGER today. I just want to say, I was trapped at, my daughter had 2 soccer games on Sunday. And for the first time, I was able to watch the football games.
Nice.
As I was trapped in Norco from 8 o'clock till 2:30. So the second game started at 12:30. And I knew they were going to win both games, so I wasn't that stressed out. But I kind of had it. And I think she knew like what I was up to, so she's playing and kind of looking over.
Oh,
and
no.
was doing that whole thing. So thanks DirecTV for that. You caused dissension with me and my daughter.
I love you don't get any credit for driving her 4.5 hours.
No, or baking in 100-degree heat.
Right. Yeah.
And then she somehow got mad at me on the way home because I don't even know what to say anymore.
It's okay.
The father-daughter relationship, you both missed out and you didn't miss out.
I know.
It's just a roller coaster ride.
I'm so
I can't
happy
even
for you.
describe it. But yeah, so I had the Red Zone channel on, and then they have all these little buttons, and you could go to different games, and it was really great.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm glad 2016 we've come a long way from the DirecTV suitcase. All right, back to the podcast.
Under protest, you never sent me yours, but let's do these.
You know how insanely honest I am about this stuff.
I gotcha. I also know that
I have not seen any lines.
You've lost the first 3 weeks, and you'll get any edge you can. Let's
I've
see how
not
this
seen the
works
lines,
out.
but you know what I've been doing well on is the Don Julio shot of the week.
Oh, you are. You're 2-1. I'm 1-2, picking the Thursday game for Don Julio.
Every Thursday we take a shot of the week presented by Don Julio and Dan Sanborn and his 4 kids.
Right.
I nailed the Jets in week 2 and the Pats last week. I do feel like Don Julio should be sending me tequila flavored chocolates.
Yeah,
if
he
I
should
keep
send
winning.
you something.
Dude, he's probably not even. Does he even know we're doing this?
Oh,
does he
he's gotta
care?
know. He does. He cares.
Does he care about us?
He cares a little more than Vince Scully retiring, but not too much. It's not on his radar so much.
All right, so
Miami at Cincinnati is the Thursday game.
what a terrible game. Oh, I did guess the lines. I have them here.
Well,
I did
sure.
it on Monday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
just
look at
read
that.
what I
How
had.
Convenient. All right.
I had the Bengals 7.5. What?
Bengals are 7.5.
Why would I cheat?
I said Bengals by 7. And so you get it.
I have to do it. It's become a cliche of a cliche of a cliche at this point.
What are you doing? Which one?
Are we sure the Bengals are good?
No, we're not. I was so mad at them last week.
They might not be good.
I had them over Denver. It made sense. The days, by the way, the days of the bad or the new quarterbacks going on the road, the gamblers always had some kind of advantage with bad or new quarterbacks going on the road and losing. You could bet against a Trevor Siemian. You could bet against a who's the Rams cruddy quarterback?
Case
Keenum. It doesn't happen anymore.
I don't know if this is accurate. The home teams were 6-9 last week.
Yeah.
21-25 overall against the spread. That can't be right. Maybe
Well,
it's
there were 16
21-27.
games, but yeah.
Yeah, 21-27, something. They're definitely under 500.
Both
And
teams played so poorly.
I don't even know why I look at the home teams anymore. How many home teams actually affect your thought process at this point?
It shouldn't matter, right?
I guess like last week, idiotic going against Seattle and Seattle. Like I should know.
Well, we
But-
had Green Bay and Seattle. Both offenses were struggling. So you figured, I don't know, was that going to be the week? And it did. It was a week that they both woke up. But one of these
Pats
teams
at home
usually,
have been pretty good.
that was nice.
Baltimore at home. It's only like 5 teams. Other than
Baltimore at
that,
home,
throw
but,
it out.
But it's not, December. You can go to Baltimore and win
Yeah.
if you're a regular team.
Which one is more likely to go 6-10, Cincinnati or Arizona?
Oh, man, 6-10.
Well, because one of those teams is going to go 6-10.
I think Cincinnati maybe. Because
They tougher
the Ravens
schedule.
are good, and the Steelers, I think, will step it up too.
Palmer has. I feel good about that prediction from
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
That was smart.
Palmer definitely does not look right, and I think there's been some residue damage. They can't throw the deep ball anymore.
No.
I mean, you called it. Congratulations, Cousin Sal. Sure thing on Facebook. You did the
That was my best bet.
Buffalo.
I thought they had a game where they'd break out. I'm still not in love.
It was a
with
kitchen
the
sink
Ryans.
game for them.
Yeah.
I loved. As soon as I watched it on Friday, you made that pick. I loved it. I changed my pick in ZFL to the Bills.
did.
I was like, it's great. It's everyone's written them off.
Yeah.
It's freaking week 3.
Right.
Can't write anyone off yet. Everyone's got one kitchen sink in them in the first 4 weeks.
Last year, here's what you should take into account for the 3 games. Last year, the Super Bowl teams, both Denver and Carolina, were both 0-3 at this point. No, that's
Right.
not true. No, that's not true. No, but all right. But what is true? Atlanta was 3-0. They were nowhere close to the playoffs. Houston, KC, Seattle, and Washington were 1-2, and they all made the playoffs. So it's still early. Still early.
I think the Philly could be the team we talk about like that. Mm-hmm. The thing I don't understand with Philly, and I have so many Philly fans in my life now that I feel like half my conversations are with Philly, not
Right.
Boston, but they were throwing away this year.
Yeah.
Like they basically like were using this year to like erase all of their salary cap sins to try to get the ship right for next year.
Yeah.
And it's just hard for me to believe that Carson Wentz and Jim Schwartz would turn this into a 12-4 team. It doesn't seem logical.
Well,
There are
maybe
too many holes.
Maybe it won't happen. Maybe we're going overboard on that team specifically.
And who knew Jim Schwartz was like the second coming of God as a defensive coordinator? I just
know.
remember him as a lousy NFL coach.
Right. I
Guess
know.
that didn't translate.
No, that was a good hire.
Sunday.
All right. Well, hold on. Don't we have to pick the game? Don Julio?
Oh, we have to take our Don Julio shot of the
Let's
week.
do it.
I like the Dolphins. I don't think the Bengals should be 7.5 over anybody.
Okay. I'm taking the Dolphins too. I think in these Thursday night games they're weird, and Don Julio
weird.
himself is a wise man, and he knew in these fixed games always take the points, especially if it's a touchdown.
Something's not right with that Bengals team.
I mean,
And
until Eifert gets back, that offense is way out of sync.
does Perfect Strangers premiere this week or no?
I think so. Yeah.
It does?
At the gas
That's
station
good.
monitor near
Congratulations
you.
on that.
All right, Sunday, Green Bay and Philly are off. Well-deserved bye week for both teams. Green Bay had to play Jacksonville and and the Lions. They need a break. This is such a waste of a bye in week 4.
I didn't bet on the Packers. Yeah,
It's too early.
fully support your week 4 bye.
Yeah.
I didn't bet on the Packers, but I've been in this situation before where they go up by 28 points and then somehow either push or don't cover.
Right.
It's incredible. It's almost like Mike McCarthy does it intentionally.
That was a bad sign.
Has
for
any
them.
team ever taken their foot off the gas more times than Green Bay the last 6 years?
No.
They just finished the game.
Yeah.
How is this a one-score game? You guys were up 28 at home. It's
I
a
turned
crap
it off,
team.
and God bless Matthew Stafford because he's king of. I mean, what's above king? That's what he is for garbage time fantasy points. But,
People make runs at him every once in a while. Like Bortles made a run at him last year.
yeah,
Tannehill, I think, has it in him from time to time. But Stafford, year
Yeah.
after year, is the Joe Montana of garbage
if you're
time.
down 24 and you can have one quarterback in the league, that's your guy, right?
He
Not
plays
even
like somebody who
Rodgers
has
supported.
himself on his fantasy team.
Right, exactly. That's a pretty good quote.
Up, down. Gronkowski's hurt. I gotta make up some points.
I like it. All right, well,
Thanks.
there's a game in London.
Yes, we love this.
Colts,
London game.
6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Colts at Jaguars, technically at Jaguars, but in London.
The game starts at 6:30 a.m. And your wife's first stink eye will be at 6:31
Oh, yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
Like, what? Is there football? They get so mad when the football's on.
Let me just a key. This is a very big tip I'm going to give guys. The night before, make sure your volume is way down on the remote, so that when you turn on the TV at 6:30
call.
a.m. on the West
Great
Coast,
call.
you're not waking up the whole house, and you can even watch for an hour and a half before the wife knows
It's really
what's going
smart.
on. Yeah,
Really smart.
It's right up there with the load up your arms with gasoline before coming home from the strip club. I'm telling you. It'll add 3 years to your marriage. The glitter, I don't know what to do about. It's a tip from Don Julio.
Put gasoline. Oh yeah, spilled some gasoline on myself again.
Why are you always filling up on gasoline on
You should get
Saturday
somebody
nights?
to pump your own gas.
What do you have the line at here? I know you're
That's
not-
great.
you
That's
did
one of your
exactly.
best, cuz.
Thank you.
I have the Colts by 3.5.
Okay. I had 3.5 also. It was 2, and now it's 3. So we tie there.
I don't know what to make of this game. And
either.
yet again, we've done it for London. Here's
I know.
another awful game. It's this master plan to both introduce England to football while also getting them to hate it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand
This is
it.
Brexit part 2, right
Like,
here.
we'll never send them a Packers-Pats game ever, like anything like that, right?
We
That's
couldn't do
never
anything
happened.
like that. But what do we do? Now, wasn't Miami in London last year or the year before? Them teams fire their coach in London. They leave him in London with the
It's a
Queen.
leave the coach behind game.
Yeah, it's a Queen's problem. But 170 coaches have coached 50-plus games. Gus Bradley is 12-39, ranked 169 of 170.
Who's 170?
I don't know. I should have wrote that back down.
Now we'll never know.
I should have said 168, so you wouldn't care too
Wow,
much. about
12
that.
for 39.
12 and 39.
12 and 39.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So they could leave him there.
Yeah, but I also don't you get a feeling that they might step up this game? I don't know.
I think the Colts are terrible.
Yeah.
And they should have lost last week. Did
Definitely.
you watch the end of that game?
I did. That was ridiculous.
The guy, the Chargers, the cornerback got hurt. I think it was his
Brett,
replacement.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just, in the last 3 minutes of a game when the other team needs a touchdown to win, I'm pretty sure I would cover T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
It feels like
Yeah,
that
no
would
kidding.
be one of the things on my list.
No kidding. I don't think either of these teams would discuss who's going to win the division.
What does Mike McCoy have to do to get fired?
Yeah, he should be 3-0 too, right?
That team loses terrible games all the time.
Every week.
Tate, who loses more last-minute games than the Chargers? They've got to be the leader of the clubhouse, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. But it's Eagles Burt Bell in 1936, 1941.
Oh.
Oh, Burt Bell.
Burt Bell.
Was
Is
he
anyone
like the
better than
commissioner?
Tate? That's great. They made him commissioner
Burt
after
Bell.
that?
I thought Burt Bell was the commissioner.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, Buffalo at New England.
I did this on Monday. I had the Pats by 4. I'm really sorry I forgot to send this
I
to you.
get this. I said 6.5, and it's 6.
I don't know who's
But I
playing
got lucky
quarterback.
because it went up from 4.5 to 6. Yeah, I don't know. Is it you? Is it Sully? Is it your dad? Who's quarterback?
They
for
said
this team?
Brissett can play, but he's got a bandage on his thumb. And they said Garoppolo doesn't have full movement in his shoulder.
I saw him throw like a 30-yard pass today on Twitter.
That's good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my real quarterback's in fucking Italy with his wife,
Isn't that nice?
taking nude sunbathing photos.
It's really worked out for him.
I went on a whole rant on my show about this week. I'm not going to spoil it.
You did?
Yeah.
About him going away?
I have some. No.
It's a
some
dumb
theories
thing,
on
though,
this.
that they don't let you in the clubhouse. They don't let you anywhere. It's like when you're suspended in high school, you should still be allowed to come back and smoke outside with your friends, right? Like you can't go anywhere near the place. Like what I don't know. It seems like they're causing more trouble than they need to with that.
When are you going to put 2 and 2 together and realize that I have some experience with this?
What do you mean?
I was suspended for 3 weeks.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Remember?
Yeah, I'm talking about school. Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
when we couldn't do podcasts?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't go into the office. It was fucking crazy.
You couldn't go into.
I couldn't exchange work emails with anybody.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
I
forgot you were a
literally could
renegade.
not talk to anybody, although I did. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a couple
Yeah.
phone
yeah.
calls. Well, you can't just disappear. But
You didn't
yeah,
go
it
to
wasn't-
Italy. You
I
didn't-
had a show. We were doing the Grantland Basketball Hour
Mm-hmm.
that was premiering like 5 days after my suspension ended, and I couldn't plan it.
Produce it or anything. Wow.
It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
But what I found out during the suspension, because I had been working like crazy hours for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
what I found out was that there was this whole other life out there.
Not so bad.
Yeah, I was like, this is nice. I'm going to wake up today and just turn
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on TV.
Right.
I think I'm going to walk to get coffee. I'm going to play golf today. And
Yeah.
I'm worried that's happening to Brady.
Oh, you think so?
I am worried. He's never enjoyed a football season since he was like 10 years old.
Right.
Now he went to Michigan. I don't know.
All right. I don't want to ruin your rant on any other Wednesday, whatever.
I have
but,
ruined most
yeah.
of it already.
But yeah. Well, so 6.
Any given Wednesday.
You love it.
No, I am a little worried. I don't like that my quarterback's in Italy.
It'll be fine.
Charlemagne told me it was going to be fine.
I'm telling you. Look, Roger Goodell proved his point that Brady's replaceable. He wins.
I hate when
Goodell
he
wins.
wins.
Is this a teaser game? Let's go simple here. Let's find our teaser.
I'm not going near this
Really?
game. Yeah, I think this has all the makings of a Belichick just trying to squeeze out a win in the ugliest way possible and just get to week 5 4-0.
All right. Seattle at the New York Jets.
Seattle at the New York Jets. I have Seattle by 3, and I'm probably wrong, but I couldn't favor the Jets after a 6 interception game by their quarterback. I just couldn't talk myself into it.
We're going to split this. It's 2.5, and I said 2, and you said 3, so we split it. But, yeah. And how unfortunate it is that 6, pick 6, and Fitz all rhyme for Fitzpatrick. It's bad when your name rhymes with a negative stat.
I'm so mad that...
6 picks, Fitz.
Yeah, Jacoby, when we used to do the Grantland Bad Quarterback League, that was what he called him, Pixpatrick.
Pixpatrick?
But that was like, remember, that was the year he threw like at least 20.
Right, but to have 6.
To have 6
and,
for
and that
picks.
rhymes even with picks and Fitz.
6 picks.
Not good. But
Casey
I do
was
think,
an obvious pick last week.
Well, but I think that was a screwed up game. I think the Giants, Saints, and the Jets, Chiefs were the 2 screwed up games. It's too early maybe to tell, but
What do you mean?
I don't think either. Well, first of all, that Giants Saints game should have been 47-45. It was like 13-10 or something. That was I don't know. So that was weird. And I don't think the Jets are that much worse than the Chiefs. They just got in a bad funk.
I think if the Pats and Texans had played 10 times.
Oh, that's weird too. Yeah.
I think that was the only scenario. 27-0 was not a fair representation of that matchup.
Maybe that's
they
in the
fumbled
top
like
3.
2 kickoffs on their own 20.
They never got
They
in that game.
ran some of the worst plays I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know. I just, that game should have been close.
Right.
We should have eked it out.
I'm with you. All right, Detroit at Chicago.
I have Detroit by 3.
Yeah, we both had 3, and it is 3. So it's our third tie. Yeah.
The Bears, I talked to Mays today.
Big Bears fan. But objective.
Just like, has just mentally and emotionally moved on to the Cubs, like completely.
Really?
Like not even the Bears are going to be happening. And he's going to acknowledge it, and just mentally he's done.
Yeah.
He's out.
Well, the Cubs score more than the Bears. Why not?
Yeah. The Bears, I got to say, this Cubs run is the best thing that could happen to the Bears. Because normally I think the Chicago fans would be already upset. Let's get rid of Cutler. Now it's like, who cares?
Right.
We got the Cubs.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to make a prediction because I'm not picking any of these games on Cousin Sal. Sure thing. Jacksonville or Chicago win this week. Maybe both. One of these 0-3. It's not that big a prediction. All right, Carolina at Atlanta.
So you think kitchen sink for both of those
Yeah,
teams?
I think so. But it's just one's in London, so it's a little weird. But
Who are our kitchen sink candidates this week? Jaguars, definitely the Bears.
well, you wouldn't even say Cleveland, right? Because they're trying to lose.
Cleveland's like
Arizona.
Cleveland already threw the kitchen sink and it bounced off the ceiling and hit everyone in the head. Arizona, they're
can't
1
go
and 2.
1.
I don't know.
You go 1-3 in that division. They'll be 2 back of the Rams. I don't know.
Saints Chargers is kind of the kitchen sink
For
bowl.
who? Both?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
All right. Carolina at Atlanta. Really good game. Better now that we saw Monday night.
So is it Atlanta? Is there a chance they're decent?
Yeah, so let's figure this out. They beat the Raiders, which that destroyed Vegas.
They lost to the Bucks.
They lost to the Bucks.
Threw us off their scent.
Right.
Beat the Raiders. Destroyed Vegas, as you said. Crushed the Saints.
Really did. And without Julio Jones. He had like 11 yards receiving or something stupid like that.
The problem for them is they go Carolina, at Denver, at Seattle.
They have a bad stretch coming
They also
up.
have at Tampa, at Philly, at the Rams, at Carolina, and and home for New Orleans. But
Right.
that's they have a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah. What do you think of the line here?
I think of the line is going to be Panthers by 3.5.
Yep. All right. We both had that one, and it is 3.5. Wow, you're good when you don't send me the lines.
Oh,
Really, really good. All right. I'll get you here. Now you're going to get this one. Oakland at Baltimore.
Panthers, anything?
Well,
I'm throwing away
think-
last week because of all the shit that was going on in
Not
Charlotte.
a kitchen sink game, but
But throw away last week, right?
you throw away. But that's a game that they normally, I
think
2015, even 2014 late, hold on to that.
Too much off-field stuff going on.
Yeah?
The whole city's,
Oh, yeah. All right,
I
forgot
think
about
it was totally explainable.
that. Yeah, it's true. There were protests outside the stadium and everything.
Shootings, it's like everything that's
Yeah.
going on. People asking Cam Newton, everyone in his life, how should we handle
Right.
this? And
They
I
had
don't
a
know.
lead, though.
Such
They're
a
up-
bad
They're up
situation.
10-0, though. That's the weird thing.
Okay.
All right. Oakland at Baltimore. Is Baltimore in your elite? I have three top tier teams. Who are your top tier teams?
I'm going to do that in a second.
All right.
I want to tell you what my line is. Ravens by 2.5.
Oh, you're okay. You get this. I said 4, and it's 3.
I'm gonna give you my tier after we do this ad for our friends at Squarespace.
Go ahead.
After we do this ad for our friends at Squarespace. They make it easy to build beautiful websites without breaking a sweat, regardless of skill level. No coding needed. Not only does Squarespace provide easy-to-use tools, Squarespace's state-of-the-art technology ensures security and stability. Millions of people, some of the world's most respected brands, trust Squarespace. I can't see the sheet. Probably should have printed in bigger font.
I don't think the
I turned
sponsor
47
cares.
last week.
The sponsor
I'm sorry,
doesn't care
Squarespace.
if you say the product
Squarespace,
name right.
can you
They
teach
don't
me how
care.
to print a bigger font? You get 24/7 online support. You can even get a free domain if you buy Squarespace for the year. So why wait? And you can even design a best-in-class online store with Squarespace's award-winning templates, customizable settings. And with Squarespace Commerce, you get all the tools you need to track inventory, process orders, send custom emails, and one intuitive interface. Start a free trial today. No credit card required. Squarespace.com. Use offer code BS to get 10% off your first purchase.
Top tier.
Top tier. I have Pat, Steelers, Broncos, Vikings.
I didn't have the Steelers in there. I want to, and if they beat the Ravens soon, I don't know when they play, I would put them in there. But I just have those 3: Pats, Broncos, Vikings.
You talked me out of it. I'll move. You're right. The Steelers lost by 30 points.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be in tier 1.
That's
I just
tough.
threw it away. I thought it was a weird game. They fell behind.
It was. They're
Wentz, the crowd, and then it's just like I think they threw it away once they.
Yeah,
But you're right.
They should have been more into that. That's a nice state
Pats,
rivalry.
Broncos, Vikings, and then next level is a little swollen with the Steelers, Panthers, Packers, Seahawks, Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles.
No Ravens. No 3-0 Ravens
Nah.
in there. Wow.
Nah.
And if they win this week,
If they win this week, they can move
they're
up.
in your second tier, but not top tier. If they win.
It's a schedule 3-0.
Yeah,
I don't
guess
feel
so.
really that good about it.
I think we're forgetting how good they were like in 2014. Like last year was the anomaly, but maybe this is the good team.
They weren't on my radar at all until Jay Glazer on my show picked them as their sleeper. And then I looked at their schedule and I was like, oh. Yeah, so they beat the Bills. They suck. They beat the Browns. They suck. They beat the Jags
Yeah.
by 2. They suck.
This will be a good win. They have backfield issues. That they're celebrating Terrence West might start this week. Their wideouts aren't scary at all. Although Steve Smith is actually scary, but I don't think
He's literally
that's
scary.
Yeah,
Their last 4
Defense
games
is
are
good.
at Pittsburgh Monday night, home Philly, at Pittsburgh, at Cincinnati.
that's tough.
I'm sorry, at New England, home Philly, at Pittsburgh, at Cincinnati.
That's easier. All right. Yeah,
They'll be trying to stop us from going 13-0.
that'll be good. You might be trying to stop them. Tennessee at Houston. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm excited for this one.
Winner takes a division. It's over already.
Wait, Tennessee at Houston? I wrote this down wrong.
I think so. You wrote something down? I don't know. You wrote something down because I never got anything.
I wrote this down wrong. I have Texans by 7.
All right, I had that also. It was 6.5. It went down to 5 after the Watt news. So he's the only defensive player worth like 1.5.
I feel
makes
bad.
sense.
I made a joke during the Pats-Texans game about how he had a good rest during the game, or some joke about how he
Yeah.
didn't show up for it, and then
Right.
it turns out he's got like a broken back, basically.
Yeah. You can't keep that guy off the field unless he's in traction.
Yeah, because he didn't do anything in that game,
Right.
which was weird, and it wasn't like we were triple teaming him or
Yeah.
anything.
What a mess that situation is. All right, last early game. We still don't have a teaser we like, right? Do we
No,
even
not
have
yet.
one team? Maybe
Not
this
yet.
is it. Cleveland at Washington.
I'm not throwing Kirk Cousins in a tease. That ain't happening. I have the Skins by 7. I'm probably low.
You get it. It's 7.5. It went from 9 to 7.5. I had it at 9, but like I said, 7.5. You don't.
I have Terrell Pryor on both of my fantasy
You do?
teams. Yeah. I beat Damashek by 2 points. What's that?
Yeah, you what? You got a win.
What?
You got a big win.
Have I heard my name? Yeah, I beat him by 2 points. He had Drew Brees.
Let me look at that. Something weird had happened Monday night, right?
Yeah, Drew Brees threw some weird interceptions to help me beat him.
Right.
But it had all the makings of the Drew Brees garbage time something, and I was going to lose by 1 point because it's
Right.
been that kind of season.
And you continue to get zeros from Gronk, although he did play, right?
Well, I started him over Kyle Rudolph, and he played 14
Snaps.
snaps. I kind of like my team now. Mm-hmm. I think
You
if
do?
Terrell Pryor can be the new Jim Thorpe, I think I'm in pretty good shape.
Well, I'm 3-0 here, but
You are 3-0.
Yeah, but let's talk about your team. It's more.
No, I want to hear about your team.
No, it's
3-0.
fine. No, I'm not going to jinx it.
You know what? Nobody
I'm
wants
just
to hear
gonna
about
keep
anyone's
winning.
fantasy
All right,
team.
Russell Wilson. You have
Russell Wilson or Eli. I'm in trouble
okay.
there.
You have Zeke Elliott and Yeldon. Is that your second running
TJ
back?
Yeldon.
I'm looking at your bench. It's really your second running back, unless Rawls comes back.
Well, I spent $29 on Thomas Rawls, who
Right.
has it's just Thomas Rawls parentheses shin.
Right. Yeah, that should be good enough.
What can happen to a shin? What did it get like severed with a machete?
Yeah.
Who has a shin injury? What's that mean?
All right, you have Baldwin. It's good to have Baldwin and Rawls. That's a good strategy to have the best running back and receiver on the
I
same
loaded
team.
up on the Seahawks offense.
Yeah. Pryor and what is that? Devontae Parker. You got to
Yeah.
have a better receiver there. Eli
Devontae
Rogers.
Parker's good.
What's going on here?
I told you I didn't do a good job
Drop
this
Taj
year.
Boyd already.
This is my last year in fantasy football.
This is
this is
it?
really the year when I quit. Just don't care. Next year I'm going to come in and try to get every quarterback. I'm going to get 10 quarterbacks and then just $1 guys.
Right. All right. Late afternoon games. Denver at Tampa Bay.
What was our game of the day for the earlies?
I think Carolina, Atlanta, right? Or Seattle Jets?
I'm not ready to give Atlanta a game of the anything.
No?
Yeah, I'm not ready at all.
Then it's Seattle Jets, I think.
Titans, Texans.
I'm most
Titans,
interested in
Texans.
Titans Texans.
All right,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
gotta
it
say, I want to see.
It is for the division. It's a January game. You might as well, yeah.
The one thing with the Titans that we should probably consider before we put too much on the Titans, Mike Mularkey.
Yeah, right. You have to
He's
start
really
thinking of
way,
these
way up
coaches.
there. I don't know who the worst coach in the league is, but I know that if he's not mentioned, it's insulting to him and to us.
Yeah,
He's up there. He's in the top 4.
he is. He's not. Who was that? Tate Bell? What'd you say? What's
Burt
the guy's
Bell,
name? Burt
the
Bell?
Burt Bell Award.
He was also the owner of the team, so he couldn't fire him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, Malarkey's got to buy the team.
Malarkey 18-39 as a coach.
Yeah.
So better.
Pretty good.
It's actually higher than I thought.
He's lucky he has Gus Bradley in the division. He can't get fired until Gus Bradley gets fired. It's like the younger sister can't get married until the older one's engaged.
I don't think it's easy to coach a team, but I do know when I watch football on my television, the sloppy teams jump out.
Things don't look right.
Just the teams that just look askew. And Tennessee always looks like the penalty at the wrong time, the play call that they shouldn't have called. They just never.
So
look
right now we're looking forward to, and this might be the very next bet we win, Malarkey to make the playoffs somehow, and then to bet against him.
that'd be great.
That's what we need to root for.
but I think he's going to be like an 11-point underdog. He'll be going against.
So be it.
It'll be against like Pittsburgh or Kansas City or something.
Those will be the wild cards.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. I'll take it. Denver at Tampa Bay.
I have the Broncos by 4. It's weird. I can't quit Tampa Bay yet.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna get this. I had 4.5, and it's 3.5.
All signs are that I was off on my Tampa sleeper pick.
I had them
and
too.
I can't quit them yet. I feel like they're going to grow into something. I
had
don't know
them
what
too.
I see, but I just
Yeah. I drive myself batty with that. I had Tampa Bay. I said, who did they play last week? The Rams.
it was the Rams. We
Right.
had that the
Right.
Tampa money line should have been a winner.
Right. Tampa had lost 40-7 Arizona. The Rams had just beaten Seattle. Doug
perfect.
Martin, their all-pro running back, went down to injury, and they were favored by 6. I was like, I love Tampa. Let's just go with it. And then they're struggling. They're doing such. And what was that? Not that it mattered towards the spread. What was Jameis doing at the end there? He had long after the lightning storm. He had long
Yeah.
past the line of scrimmage, and he's just dancing around there. Go for it.
Well, I would say the last 5 minutes of that game was a coaching catastrophe.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher was up 11 and went for 2.
Oh man.
Which I didn't even understand it. I thought I was like
Right.
online Googling, trying to figure out what my brain couldn't comprehend. Like,
we're asking our 11-year-old kids about the new math of this. Like, what's going on?
what's wrong with being up 12 with 4 minutes left in a football game?
Yeah.
You need 2 touchdowns.
Right. 8
To-
and 3 doesn't
but
get
like
you to
13,
12.
it's like, what does he think? There's going to be a touchdown and 2 field goals in 4 minutes? I was so...
That was ridiculous.
So then Tampa gets the ball, and they ended that game with 2 timeouts. They called one of the 2 before the last play, but he 40 seconds left. He gets down to like the 20,
Yeah.
and then it takes 20 seconds to set up, and then it's like, just call timeout. What are you doing?
Right.
They left the timeout. The whole thing was
It's
crazy.
bad news
Oh, and
at
I left
Tampa.
out the Rams come out of the Thunder delay. And 3rd down and like 15, they called a pass play incomplete.
Right, keep
They
that clock on.
So
Yeah.
they gave the Bucks 40. Oh my God, that
So
was the
stupid.
worst.
But I will say, I think
Unbelievable.
who's your can't bet 'em, can't bet against them team? Like, you lose no matter. I think Tampa Bay is my can't bet 'em, can't bet against them team. I think they've just passed the Chargers, who are also in that boat.
I
for
won
me.
on Tampa in the first week.
You did? So who's your team like that? Like, I feel like if I go to a sports book and I place a bet, the clerk calls Jameis Winston. It's like, all right, Sal's betting with you. Oh no, he's betting against you. Like in casino when they call up. All right, go ahead, go rob the diamonds now.
I would say
San Diego still?
all of them. No,
All of them's a good answer.
this is a really good question.
It is good because it is.
I would
like
say the
7 or 8
Cardinals.
teams.
Yeah,
Arizona?
I would have taken them last week too, and then you switched my mind. But
Right.
it's either every way I'm on there, I lose. Maybe the Seahawks
Arians
too.
keeps you guessing. All right, let's get to that game. Rams at Cardinals. The first place Rams, I wrote them off. We went over the teams who we think are out of it, and I said the Rams, and now they're in first place.
I'm still writing them off. I had the Cards by 7.5.
All right, I said 7.5. Yes, it is 7.5. Wow, you are so good when you don't send your lines ahead
Oh
of
my
time.
God!
Really, really.
I hate when you think I cheat.
Very impressive. Just send the lines. How hard
I
is
just
it?
forgot. I did
All
it,
right.
and then I forgot to send it to you.
All right, I'm mad. All right, this is a teaser game, though, right?
Yeah.
Come on. We got one, and you don't like Washington. And you
I
don't-
could see
you don't
us.
like the
I could
Patriots.
see us putting the Cards in this game, and I could see Tavon Austin running back a punt, and all of a sudden we're down 6 in the fourth quarter, and you and I are texting each other like, "What do we do?"
Right. Maybe even before the fourth quarter.
When was the last time you watched Kiss of Death with David Caruso and Nick Cage?
You know what? I knew you were going to ask me this question. I don't know. Forever ago. I don't know. I
There's
watched
a
it once.
scene in there when it's first of all, it's a great cable movie, but there's a scene in there when Nick Cage, they go for a ride to meet somebody to pick up something. Brings Caruso, who's kind of like in his new crime group. And Caruso goes to get something, and Nick Cage comes from the other side and shoots the guy. And he doesn't realize Caruso's wearing a wire. But Caruso's like, "What did you do? What did you do?" So then they play it again. And as I was watching him say this, I was thinking to file that away for the next time we make a terrible bet. I was going to
Interesting.
text you, "What did you do?" Because it
did we
reminded me of
do?
all of our terrible bets.
Right.
And that's how I would feel with the Cardinals tease.
I
It
gotcha.
feels like, "What did you do?"
But we have to do it. We have to. Nick Cage leaving Las Vegas. We're going
I think
back.
Caruso's my favorite cable movie actor.
Is he?
In Proof of Life, did you watch Proof? When was the last time
No,
you watched Proof
no,
of Life? He's
never.
amazing in Proof of Life.
He is?
He's like flat out incredible.
You like bad movies.
I
Though.
do.
You
I love
rooting
bad.
for bad movies.
I'm doing Corolla's podcast
I
tomorrow.
heard.
Yeah.
Wait, was that a fraudulent connection there?
What?
Do you think he does bad movies?
I've heard rumors.
Not that he's. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he's in bad movies.
Oh, I like The Hammer.
All right, good. Okay. No, you guys do discuss like all the crazy.
I haven't done a pod with Adam in like 2 years. I don't
That's
know what
it.
kind of bad habits he's.
Who's left to suspend you now?
I just. That's true.
We're gonna find out.
I just picture sitting there across from him and just his eyes rolling in the back of his head, not listening to, and not even knowing I'm there.
I did what's supposed to be an NFL Sunday wrap up on Facebook Live Sunday at 2:00, and he jumped in and he did about 20 minutes on his childhood garbage can.
No, he didn't.
Yes, and made it entertaining.
Did it involve Ray shitting in it?
No, it wasn't. Well, that was a little after. I'm getting like comments like, "Holy shit, Carolla hijacked the sports recap. Here we go."
That's
He's
hilarious.
the best. He's the best.
20 minutes feels like about the number of minutes I would have guessed.
It's perfect.
It's
I
not
know,
like he can come in for 4
I
minutes.
should have had a prop on it. New Orleans at San Diego.
Chargers by 3.
All right, I said 3.5. It's 4.5, so I get that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. We're tied somehow.
We're tied.
Yeah.
This seems like a great time to talk about our friends at Sonos.
Do it.
The smart speaker system that streams all your favorite music to any room or every room. Control your music with one simple app. Fill your home with pure immersive sound. Sonos brings you all your music together in one simple app. All your favorite music services. You control everything from song to volume to rooms. Play those songs in any room or every room at once. Sal, maybe they should send the Sal family a Sonos.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that for you.
Send it to the South family.
You would love it. The Sal family would love it. You could play different songs in each room.
I like it.
Every room could have a different song going. At your parties, you have parties. You having a
We're gonna have a
Halloween party
Halloween
this year?
party, yeah.
You could have Sonos. Could be playing the music. You could add your existing music services or discover something new. Go to Sonos.com right now.
Right now?
Literally right now.
well,
We'll
let's
stop the
finish.
podcast.
We still have games.
All right, the night games.
Well, Drew, no, we have one more, but the Saints, referees checking their arm. I think it dropped twice. This is it. This is it for them, right?
I think it's been it for them for 2 years.
So you say Saints are done. You say the Browns are done. Anyone else?
Sean
Jaguars?
Payton. Sean Payton's another guy who fits my suspension
Really?
theory. Yeah,
Wow.
got suspended for a year. Got a taste of the good life away from football. He's never been the same. When's that team
Interesting.
win a playoff game?
Right. But this is a weird theory because you wouldn't say that you've never been the same, right?
I've never been the same. I've written like 10 columns.
All right. It's true.
Have another
You
example.
wrote 3 columns and one right to Corolla.
I did the Eye of the Tiger.
All right. Dallas at San Francisco. Speaking of the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh my God. This has all the makings of just a terrible loss for you.
Yeah.
It really does. I can just see it. I have Dallas by 3.5. I definitely think you don't cover, and you probably lose, and it's going to be
Interesting.
in the stupidest way possible.
I had 3.5 also. It's Dallas by 3. Yeah, probably. No Dez, it looks like. Just
So
like
what's
an
wrong
hour
with
ago.
Dez?
I don't think Jason Garrett was supposed to say anything, but Dez has like a crack in his foot. And it's one of those things where he might tough it out, but he might miss 3 weeks.
A crack in his foot sounds bad.
Yeah, some kind of weird fracture in his foot.
Supposedly he reeked of gasoline.
For many, many years now. That's a Michael Irvin move. I don't like the spot either. This is tough.
Dez is dressed like a gas station attendant. Yeah, that's a tough game. If you win, you're supposed to win. If you lose, you feel like shit. There's nothing good about that
Right.
game. So our best late game, I would say, is Broncos-Bucks.
One thing I will say with Dallas, they play Cincy and Green Bay in the next 2 weeks. So I don't want to say this is a must win, but it would be nice to beat 3-1 after that
Yeah.
game. So what'd you say? The best late game?
I said Bucks-Broncos, I think is the best one. I want to see...
Sure. Yeah.
I'm both for and against Trevor Simeon. I like the way he carries himself. I think he has poise. I think he's made good plays.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I've personally witnessed like 7 dropped
I was just going to
interceptions.
say, they're at least 3. And
How
they
many
didn't replay them
underthrown
either.
touchdowns has he had? It's
Yeah.
like Manning took all of the weird Manning old guy karma that he had
Right.
and just gave it to him.
I know.
And I can't tell if he's good or not.
Bengals were
It
so
does seem
bad
like
that
he
game.
has a game in him where he's going to have like 6 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the karma that he's been able to get away with at some point is going to come back to haunt him, but I don't know when.
Doesn't matter. Bradford, Simeon, Wentz. Defense is so good. None of this matters anymore.
Yeah.
Kansas City at Pittsburgh.
Steelers by 4. I don't feel good about that pick.
You shouldn't. I said Steelers by 6. It is 6 exactly. I don't think this is our teaser game. I think we're done with teasers. We can't find 2 teams.
I think the Chiefs could win this game.
Yeah.
The Chiefs had one bad half, right?
No.
They got killed by San Diego.
Yeah, that was. Oh, right. Okay. So who was the second?
And then they
game?
came back. Oh, they lost to the Texans.
Yeah. Right. That was not a good
The
game.
Chiefs have had 3 bad halves out of 6.
Only 50% of their games have been miserable.
I can't get a feel for the Chiefs.
This is tough.
That's a stay away.
It's a tough one. Monday night, Giants at Vikings.
Where do you stand on the Sunday Night Football song these days?
I don't even know what it is. What is it? That's not even the song, right? But
Whatever.
It's not I told you, it feels like a Cowboy loss. I still can't shake it. All the Sunday stuff, night stuff. Giants at Minnesota.
Vikings by 4. I like this spot for the Giants. They're just not meant to be favored. They're not meant to be favored in any game.
All
My
right.
new strategy is take the Giants as an underdog and go against them as a favorite. I just think that's a safe bet. What's the line?
It's 4. It's 4.5, but we both had 4. Let me tally these scores real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 8 ties.
Amazing.
Besides that, I won.
That's a record.
I won 4-3.
You beat me
So
again.
you can continue not sending your picks. That's fine. It's good.
I feel like you might have cheated.
Here's why Minnesota's scary. They've been down. Have they been down 2 scores in every game? Or the Packers were up 7-0, I guess. But they were down 10-0 to Tennessee. They were down 10-0 to Carolina. If this team gets used to like being down and winning, and that defense is as dominant as it is, they're going to be unstoppable.
Phenomenal start for them.
That's all.
They win at Tennessee. They beat Green Bay. They beat Carolina. If they get through this one, they have Houston at home, bye week, at Philly, at Chicago, Detroit, at Washington, home for Zona, at Detroit on Thanksgiving, home for Dallas, at Jacksonville, home for Indy, at Green Bay on a Saturday, and then Chicago.
That's a lot
That
of
feels
road
like
games.
13 and 3.
What did they have, 12 road games? What was that?
You know, when we did our wins pool,
Yeah.
I had a choice between the Giants and Minnesota, and I just couldn't talk myself into Sam Bradford.
And I had the next pick, and you took
I
the
knew
Giants.
but I knew you wouldn't
Oh,
take
no,
Houston.
I had the pick before you, and I took Minnesota. And then
I
you
left
emailed
you-
me like, you fell into my trap.
I did.
And now who's winning this wins pool?
You did.
I am. By
Well,
2
but
games,
I
right?
I really want to take Houston,
yeah.
but I knew you weren't taking Houston, so it was between the Giants and Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I got all smart and cute by taking the Giants. Meanwhile, you ended up with the best team
Yeah.
out of 3, which proves yet again that I'm an idiot.
Well, watch the Giants win. It won't matter.
Minnesota's D is great.
So good.
I don't think they're going to miss Peterson at all.
Isn't it weird?
Running backs.
I guess, but
Unless it's a bad running back, like the Patriots when
that's
they lost
1,600 yards you're giving up right there. Now you have to go between McKinnon and Asiata, and it's probably going to work. But
But on the other hand, it's 1,600 yards, but you feel like you have to involve him all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a basketball thing when there's a guy who has to get his 20 shots. And
Right.
It kind of, maybe that's what part of it is. I don't know.
gotcha.
The karma of getting him off the team.
yeah. Oh, that defense is solid.
It's really good.
I hate it.
The Vikes, man. It's all happening. What do you have to plug? Anything?
That's it. Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight, Thursday. Army Hammer, Piper Bernabo. I didn't write that. And Damian Marley. And Matt D. Cousin Sal on Twitter. Cousin Sal, sure thing on Friday,
Yeah.
9 a.m. Pacific, noon
You're like
Eastern.
even for the week?
I went 1 and 2. I hit my best bet. Oh, but money-wise, I was about even.
Money
yeah.
wise, you're like even for the year, right?
I'm up like $700 or $800.
Oh,
But
there you go.
We gave away $1,000. We had everyone guess how many drop passes and fumbles there would be in the games. And after 6 days of studying, figuring this out, we arrived at a number. So someone won $1,000. I'm not sure who. You know, drops is not an official stat, so you have to go. You have to just.
That's ludicrous.
It's crazy. Yeah. So it
That should be
changes
an
throughout
official
the
stat.
year. So that's it. This week we'll have another 1,000 to give away.
I have something that I think we should do with the Sunday games.
What is it?
I think we should bet Europe in the Ryder Cup. I
Oh.
went on Shack House, the House Shackelford podcast.
Love it.
And the U.S. is favored to win the Ryder Cup. Mm-hmm. They've lost 5 of the last 6. Mm-hmm. I looked at the team. I don't know.
There's
I think
a
we should
million
try to,
props. I have to send them to you. Yeah,
I think
there's
I
a
think
lot.
I think we just go against it and either try to buy the win for America or profit off their loss.
I
It's
like
one or
it.
the other. Are you watching No TV? Are you excited for TV to come back?
finishing-
The Affair's coming back.
Oh, that TV. Yeah, I don't watch that. I don't watch-
Westworld? Westworld, the Ringer staff likes Westworld.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to load up.
Bullish on Westworld. I think the
I'm
new
watching
It's a Ratio is
Survivor,
going to be
I'm
good.
finishing Narcos. What else is there? Something else is coming back, right?
Survivor's been good.
Yeah,
I like Survivor.
I like it. Yeah, the millennials, they chose not to
Millennials.
build. How lucky. You did a great thing. I love that Jeff Probst thing.
Thanks.
And I think I was the only one. But no. It's no. I really
there was
did
like
like
five
it.
other people.
No, it was great. But the how lucky is Survivor after 32 years, 23 years, whatever it is, that they need like 6 days of miserable weather and 25 days of great weather, and they almost get it precisely in that ratio every time. And then this year, just a horrific storm that they had to evacuate. It's interesting. There's a lot of luck involved in that.
You know what else they evacuated is trying to load the cast with of attractive females. They've just given up.
You're right.
They've just given up. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the strategy is anymore. They never had.
Yeah, that's not
Just
great. that
every
they
year,
did that.
just have the aspiring actress on there,
Right.
And have like the one meathead. Like those two characters always work. Come on, Survivor.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to watch Atlanta on FX.
God.
That's my favorite show right now.
I hate this.
That's my favorite show
Tony
right now.
says to watch Gomorrah. You say Atlanta. Oh, someone else told me Atlanta too on FX.
Atlanta's good, and I
right.
think Westworld's going to be good. The buzz is.
Let me ask you.
I trust the Ringer
Do you
office.
watch these shows with your wife, or do you?
Yeah.
You do. So
Yeah.
they have to be awake. Like I could watch a show, but I have to watch with the wife too, and I can't knock them out like 3 at a time because she goes to bed at 8:17.
We talk about like Netflix cheating.
Yeah, that's it.
There's
Oh,
a
do
new
you do
Amanda
it?
Knox. I know the guy who did the Amanda Knox documentary that's going to be on Netflix, and supposedly that's amazing too.
Really?
I think this is going to be a really nice TV run. And the Sarah Jessica Parker show is going to be good.
You just can't ever
Divorce.
stop watching.
I love TV.
Yeah.
I talked to at the Emmys party.
Mm-hmm.
Maura Tierney from The Affair
Nice.
was with our friend Daniel, and they were talking, and it was 2 in the
ironic.
morning, and I went up to them. He introduced me, whatever, and then I whispered to Daniel, I went on a date with her sister 20 years ago.
Oh,
What do you think Daniel's reaction to that was?
he's like, this stays between us, buddy. Thanks for the information.
Nope, wrong, wrong.
Bill here said he went out with your sister.
What? Drags her over, and it turns into a whole
Right.
conversation about the date.
Yeah.
Just classic. Why tell that guy anything?
Well, you have probably 16
What'd you do? What?
Kettle One and tonics in him.
It was
That's
great.
your fault.
Well, now, I mean, he's living the high life now. Josh signed a
for
deal
him.
with Time Life.
Yeah.
Or Time Inc.
Josh and
Time
Buck.
something. Mm-hmm. Buh.
They got part of Buck, too.
Oh, they got some Buh?
yeah.
I
they
didn't
got a
realize
piece of
Buh
Buck.
was involved.
Of course, yeah.
Josh and Ba. Thanks to Sonos, the smart speaker system that streams all your favorite music to any room or every room at Sal's house on Halloween, because we're getting one. Control your music with one simple app. Fill your home with pure immersive sound. Go to Sonos.com right now. Add your existing music services or discover something new. Thanks to Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf. For just $20 a month, stream more than 20 live channels, including ESPN, TNT, and CNN. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts. Just an internet connection, that's it. Start watching for 7 days free at sling.com/Bill Simmons. Got Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions apply. Don't forget about my new HBO show, Any Given Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Please watch the one this week with Charlemagne and Abby Wambach. I tried to say pro women's soccer in this one, so with Abby.
Try to stay pro? Why?
Yeah,
Aren't-
because
you
pro
are
women's
pro-women.
soccer, the professional women's soccer league doesn't work. It's failed. So I had an idea that we kind of fleshed out, which I was excited about. Extra clips on HBO Go, HBO On Demand. Don't forget to check out theringer.com or our 8 other podcast feeds, including Ringer University, which launched last week. And don't forget about Cousin Sal's Sure Thing on Facebook Friday. What
Thank
time?
you. Friday, 9 Pacific, noon Eastern.
You don't really miss the ESPN guys.
No, I
don't
don't know.
either.
I miss the guys.
You miss Neil Everett.
Yeah, I miss Neil. I miss Stan.
You don't miss going to. It's more fun to go to Bristol than the LA Live studio, probably.
I haven't been, only to visit Bristol. Yeah.
I mean, not Bristol, Vegas.
Oh, Vegas is better. Yeah.
How many you've done?
Vegas
two
is
Vegas.
better than Bristol too. Yeah.
You go to Vegas.
I'm there all the time.
This
too
is
much.
your dream come true.
Yeah, it's good.
Your whole life has been leading to this.
Except when you have to go every week. It's great.
The Cuz, as always, a pleasure. Oh, we never came up with a tease.
It's just not there. You know what? We're gonna end up throwing Cincinnati on something. You know we are.
Tate, don't let me do that.
You know we are.
Don't let me do that, please, for the love of God. All right, thanks for listening. On Friday, we're going to have Mike Lombardi, Joe House. We're going to do the Callaway Part 3, and I'm going to make Jacko come on. He's in a really raw place right now, but I'm going to have him come on to say farewell to David Ortiz and also give his thoughts on the debate. Awesome. So we will see you on Friday in the BS podcast. Thanks. Good job by you. Good job by you, Belly.
Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.